Okay, hello, if you're watching. Right, I want to do a little video about, it's been on Facebook a lot lately, with the links from Cycling Weekly and Road CC, and probably on a lot of other online forums, which is disc brakes in the pro peloton. I don't know, it seems a coincidence that we've had an accident. The rider I don't know, I don't like follow pro cycling religiously, alright. I know a rider's been injured. Is it a Movistar rider recently? Anyway, we know Ryder's been injured, okay? So-called from a disc brake accident incident. It's not actually been made very clear, and what I've been reading anyway. So let's just say it's disc related, okay? And it slashed the guy's knee up, I think it was. I would call that perhaps just unlucky with the with disc brakes being introduced. Because that guy could have caught his knee on absolutely anything, and it just happened to be the disc brakes. I suppose you could argue that, yeah, the disc brakes there versus not being there, and it's just something else which can cause injury, I guess. But compare that to mountain biking. How many injuries has there been in cyclocross and cross-country mountain biking, even downhill mountain biking? But then, see, you've got to look at it from all angles, haven't you? The pro peloton all bunched up together. So perhaps there is more mechanism there, isn't there, for the chance of injuring yourself on a disc brake? Possibly. There's so many things, isn't there, that you can injure yourself on. Like, I fell off my mountain bike before. Granted, it was amongst riders, but we were spread out on a single track trail, and I basically slashed the inside of my leg all the way up from my ankle all the way up to my calf with my chain rings. Okay, it just kept biting in, and it was massive lacerations. It probably had about 8 or 9 pretty big lacerations inside of my leg. So that was via chain rings. Had I fallen perhaps a different way or something, I could have injured myself on my disc brakes. Who knows? Okay. The other thing I actually don't understand, obviously there's fors and against of a lot of things, and you think about the most efficient way to slow a wheel down, whether it's, so imagine anything going round. A good way to explain it is a roundabout. Okay, if a roundabout is spinning around, if you want to stop that rotational force, the best way to stop that roundabout is by grabbing hold of the grab rails or something on the outside of the roundabout. No way you're going to be able to slow it down from the middle. It's the most efficient way to stop a rotational mass. That's why calipers are so effective as they are. Okay, they're grabbing the wheel, disc or whatever. Okay, when it's got that rotational mass from the outside, which is the most efficient way to slow that down. Okay, that's pretty obvious. So I mean, obviously the other advantages are if it's wet, rim brake wear, carbon fiber wheels. You're not going to get the heat dissipation thing going on with heating the resin up and cooking your carbon rims. I think there's advantages and disadvantages for it, but I think it should be given time, because there's been one accident. People shouldn't be, because it is a new thing. Like a lot of new things can get violently opposed before they're even given chance, and eventually they are accepted, and they can perhaps work long term. Long term should be the test that we should give this, really, and just to see how it gets on, versus one ride and one accident. I think, all right. If I'm wrong on this, or anyone disagrees, I don't claim to be correct or right about anything. I'm just posting this up, few ideas and opinions. Please comment down below, okay? I think GCN have also been talking about it as well. Again, it is a big issue, and it's an interesting topic. Technology can sometimes be very slow in being accepted and getting off the ground. I don't know. I'd just love to hear other people's comments on it. I've read some ridiculous comments from people that probably don't even race. Just kind of like low intelligence comments, not even trolling comments. Just people that shoot their mouth off and they haven't got a clue really. So say I'm just looking at my bike up here. You know, the disc brakes versus caliper brakes. I mean, on a dry day, I can't really see there's going to be that much difference. Going down an alpine pass, or even, you know, down a mountain or something, if you're running alloy rims, again, it can dissipate the heat so effectively, versus carbon. I shouldn't be using alloy on a downhill like that sort of descent. Just as effective actually as disc brakes, I would have thought. You know, I don't see the problem at all. They've been used for such a long time. Even cantilever brakes, man, very effective at doing what they do, because they're stopping the rotational power, I guess, from the outside of the wheel. Again, which is the most efficient way to stop a wheel. You spin your bike wheel around, grab it by the tyre, like snatch it and stop it just like that, okay? Or just put a glove on and grab it and slow it down. You'll see what I mean. But you spin that wheel round, like crank it like fuck, alright? You try and stop it somewhere, like on, you know, the cassette or whatever, you know, something like that. You're going to, well, he's going to smash your hands up for starters. But you see what I mean? You can even, you get the idea, alright? So just thought I'd post this video to say there's so many things you can hurt yourself on a bike when you fall off. If you're going to cut yourself on a disc brake versus everything else that can go wrong in the spokes, smashing your nuts on the chop tube, falling off, hitting your head on a curb, just anything, use your head, man. Just think of all the possibilities that can happen. Then that's just unlucky, really, isn't it? I think, in my opinion. See you later.